Picture this, you are a ground crew mechanic at a major airport, routine maintenance check on a Boeing 737. The engines are running, standard procedure for testing after repairs. You are walking around the plane, clipboard in hand, doing your final inspection. The noise is deafening. Your ear protection muffles it to a dull roar. You are focused on your checklist. You have done this 1,000 times. And then you step too close to the intake. Today we are talking about jet engines. Specifically, what happens when you get sucked into one. Spoiler, it is bad. Here is the thing about jet engines. They are basically controlled explosions that generate enough thrust to lift 80 tons of metal into the sky. And if you get too close to one while it is running, you do not get injured, you get erased. What happens in the next 3 seconds is not death, it is instantaneous obliteration. Today, I am going to walk you through every millisecond of it. Okay, before we get into the nightmare fuel, let us talk about what a jet engine actually is. Because understanding how it works makes what happens to you so much worse. A commercial jet engine, let us say a CFM56, the most common engine on a 737, works on a simple principle. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. That is the actual technical term, by the way, suck. The intake fan pulls in massive amounts of air. We are talking about 1,500 pounds of air per second at full throttle. Even at idle, which is where most accidents happen, it is still pulling 300 to 400 pounds per second. Squeeze. That air gets compressed by multiple turbine stages, increasing pressure and temperature. Bang. Fuel gets injected and ignited. Controlled explosion. Temperatures hit 1,000 to 2,000 degrees Celsius. Blow. The expanding gases shoot out the back at 400 to 500 mph, creating thrust. Now here is what makes jet engines so uniquely dangerous. They do not care what gets sucked in. Birds gone, tools obliterated. Humans, well, OSHA has very specific rules about how close you are allowed to stand to a running engine. And you just broke all of them. The suction zone extends about 10 to 15 feet in front of the intake. Inside that zone, the airflow is strong enough to pull loose objects or people toward the engine. And once you cross that threshold, there is no fighting it. The engine is pulling in 300 plus pounds of air per second. You weigh maybe 150 to 200 pounds. Do the math, here is where we break it down. Because this does not take minutes, it does not even take full seconds. From the moment you get pulled in to complete obliteration, about 3 seconds, let us go frame by frame, you feel the pull suddenly and violently. It is not like wind pushing you. It is like an invisible hand dragging you forward. Your feet slip, your body tilts. You are trying to grab onto the wing, the landing gear, anything. But there is nothing to hold. Your fingers scrape against the fuselage. Your boots slide across the tarmac. The noise is overwhelming, a deep mechanical roar that vibrates through your chest. You are probably thinking this cannot be happening. This is a mistake. I can stop this. You cannot. The airflow is exponential. The closer you get, the stronger it pulls. By the time you are within 5 feet of the intake, you are moving at 20 to 30 mph. Not by choice, the engine is taking you. At half a second, you hit the fan. The intake fan on a CFM56 has 22 to 24 blades. Each one is made of titanium alloy, weighs about 20 pounds, and is spinning at 3,000 to 5,000 revolutions per minute. That is 50 to 80 rotations per second. The tips of those blades are moving at roughly 1,000 feet per second, over 680 mph, faster than the speed of sound. So when I say you hit the fan, what I really mean is the fan hits you at supersonic speed repeatedly. The first blade catches you, maybe your shoulder, maybe your head, it does not matter. At that speed with that mass, the blade does not slow down, you do violently, your bones shatter instantly. We are talking about impact forces in the range of several tons per square inch. Your skull, your ribs, your spine, they do not bend, they do not crack, they pulverize. And here is the thing, you are probably still conscious for this part. Your brain has not caught up yet. The pain signals have not had time to register. But your body knows something catastrophic just happened. At 2 seconds, you are through the fan and now entering the compressor stages. Behind the main fan are multiple rows of compressor blades, smaller, sharper, spinning even faster, and you are being forced through them. Your body is being torn apart by dozens of spinning blades in rapid succession. Skin, muscle, bone, none of it matters. The compressor does not discriminate. It is designed to handle bird strikes at 500 mph. A human body is just softer. Jet engines are built to ingest small debris and keep running. Birds, ice, small rocks, they get shredded and pass through. You are just much larger debris. When something organic goes through a jet engine, it does not simply disappear. It gets aerosolized, turned into a fine mist, which then gets mixed with the fuel and exhaust. Let us move on. At 1 second, whatever is left of you is now entering the combustion chamber. We are talking about temperatures hot enough to melt aluminum. Your body is mostly water, fat, and protein. Water flash boils at these temperatures, fat ignites, protein ignites. Basically, you are being incinerated at a molecular level. It happens so fast that there is no smoke, no flame, no dramatic explosion. You simply cease to be solid matter. You are now carbon particles, water vapor, and trace organic compounds being expelled with jet fuel exhaust. At 0 seconds, what remains of you exits the engine at roughly 500 mph as part of the exhaust stream. You are not a body anymore. You are not even pieces of a body. You are a dispersed cloud of vaporized organic material spread across 200 feet of tarmac behind the plane. And here is the darkest part. The engine is fine, totally fine. Modern jet engines are built to handle FOD, foreign object damage. Technicians will do a post-incident inspection, find some residue in the compressor blades, clean it out, and the engine goes back into service. You got erased. The engine got a cleaning. Life goes on. Well, not your life. Now let us talk about the experience itself. At first, there is confusion. Why am I moving? Why can I not stop? Your brain is trying to process what is happening, but it is too fast. You are in denial. Then the panic hits, pure primal terror. You know you are about to die, not in some abstract future way, but right now in the next second, and there is nothing you can do. And here is the mercy, if you can call it that. This is so fast that your brain does not have time to fully process it. The moment you hit those fan blades, you are likely unconscious. The trauma is so severe and so instantaneous that your brain simply shuts off. No slow fade, no final thoughts, just gone. Some researchers theorize that at the moment of catastrophic trauma at this level, consciousness ends so abruptly that there is no transition at all. You are here and then you are not. The pain signals would travel at about 120 meters per second. The blades are hitting you at over 300 meters per second. The math does not work in your favor. So yes, it is horrifying, it is violent, it is absolute obliteration. But you probably do not suffer through most of it. You are gone before your brain realizes what happened. Now the aftermath. The engine gets shut down immediately, assuming someone witnessed what happened. Sometimes they do not. Sometimes the first sign that something went wrong is simply less noise, less resistance, the engine running slightly smoother because there is less mass passing through it. The cleanup is extensive. Technicians inspect every stage of the engine, the compressor blades, combustion chamber, and turbine, looking for damage and debris. Most findings are carbon scoring, heat damage, and some organic material stuck in crevices. They clean it, document it, and if the engine passes inspection, it returns to service. The FAA receives a report, OSHA investigates, safety protocols get reviewed, maybe another warning sign gets added. Maybe the exclusion zone expands from 15 to 20 feet. And life goes on, planes keep flying, engines keep running. You are now a statistic, a cautionary tale in safety training videos, a reason why new ground crew members get reprimanded if they step too close to a running engine. You became an example, just not the way you planned. So there you have it, jet engines, 3 seconds from routine maintenance to complete obliteration. Here is the important thing though, this almost never happens. Modern airports have strict safety protocols, exclusion zones, warning lights, thorough training, and multiple people monitoring at all times. You would have to ignore every single safety rule to end up in this situation. But it has happened. Continental Airlines in 2006, Southwest Airlines in 1988, and smaller incidents that never made the news. Usually it is loose clothing or a lanyard that catches the airflow and pulls a person in before they can react. So if you ever find yourself working around jet engines, follow the rules and always stay well outside the safety zone.